Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the second part of our special coverage for UPSC aspirants, focusing on key takeaways from recent current affairs. It's all about giving you that knowledge and those insights you need to tackle those exams with confidence.
Absolutely. And hey, let's jump right in with something that could have a huge impact on India's defense capabilities. The DRDO has been conducting successful flight trials of the Very Short-Range Air Defense System, or VSAOSHORADS. This is a big deal.
It really is. I was reading that this system is designed to be super mobile. It can be carried by troops and deployed quickly in tough terrain, making it perfect for defending against those low-flying threats, like drones or helicopters.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that it's designed to replace older systems that were bulkier and less versatile. This gives India a real edge in protecting critical assets and troops on the ground.
Okay, now let's zoom out from national defense to the global stage. The International North-South Transport Corridor, the INSTC, is seeing a surge in activity. It might seem like a niche topic, but trust me, it's got major geopolitical and economic implications.
It's a game changer. This corridor cuts the traditional shipping routes between India and Europe by almost half, saving time and money. But it's much more than just efficiency. This corridor strengthens ties between India, Russia, Iran, and other Central Asian nations, creating a new power dynamic in the region.
So we're talking about a shift in global trade patterns and alliances, something that could have long-term consequences for India's role on the world stage. Now switching gears to something that's vital for the future food security. The budget announcement of a second national gene bank is a big step in safeguarding agricultural diversity.
It is. Imagine a world where we lose crucial crop varieties to disease or climate change. Gene banks act like a backup library, preserving the genetic material of plants and animals for future generations. This second bank gives us an extra layer of security, ensuring we can adapt to whatever challenges lie ahead.
It's like having an insurance policy for our food supply. Now, I know we touched on the Gyan Bharatam Mission earlier, but there's another initiative that complements it beautifully, the Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme.
Yes. This scheme focuses on digitizing books in Indian languages, making them accessible to a wider audience. It's about preserving our literary heritage, promoting regional languages, and ensuring that knowledge isn't limited by language barriers.
Think of the potential researchers, students, and anyone with an interest in Indian culture can access a treasure trove of information. Now, shifting gears to a topic that might seem far removed from Indian affairs, but actually has global ramifications: the Ocean Coordination Mechanism for the wider Caribbean region.
You wouldn't think it would be relevant to the UPSC, but it actually touches on several themes: environmental sustainability, international cooperation, and even economic development. It shows India's commitment to ocean governance and sustainable use of marine resources.
And it's a reminder that in today's interconnected world, environmental issues don't respect borders. Cooperation is key to addressing challenges like climate change and protecting our oceans. Speaking of the environment, the National Green Tribunal, or NGT, has raised concerns about the use of certain invasive fish species.
It might seem like a small issue, but it actually highlights the complex web of ecological relationships. The NGT is investigating whether using these fish to control mosquitoes could harm native species and disrupt the balance of the ecosystem.
It's a classic example of unintended consequences. Sometimes solutions to one problem can create new challenges that we need to be mindful of. And for something a bit more exciting, the Samudrayaan Project has received a significant funding boost in the budget. This project aims to send a manned submersible to explore the depths of the ocean, something India has never done before.
This is about more than just adventure. It's about a scientific exploration, understanding the deep sea environment, and potentially even discovering new resources. Imagine the possibilities.
It's a bold move that puts India at the forefront of deep sea exploration.
It really is a testament to India's growing technological capabilities. But let's shift our focus back to the economy for a moment.
Okay.
We were talking about the insurance sector and the proposed increase in the FDI limit to 100% in the last part.
Right? That was a pretty big announcement. Sounds like it could really shake things up in the industry.
Absolutely. The government is hoping this will attract a wave of foreign investment, leading to more competition, better products, and wider access to insurance for the average person. It's all part of the plan to achieve insurance for all by 2047.
That's a pretty ambitious goal, but I can see how more players in the market could drive innovation and make insurance more affordable and accessible. But I'm curious, are there any concerns about this move? It seems like such a drastic change.
Well, some experts are worried that the lack of big global insurance companies in India might actually hinder the benefits of increased FDI. They argue that these companies bring a wealth of experience and expertise that could be crucial for the sector's growth.
So it's not just about opening the doors to foreign investment. It's about attracting the right kind of investment. That makes sense. Now let's talk about something that's incredibly important for anyone aspiring to be a civil servant, understanding the ground realities of the Indian workforce. The gig economy is a perfect example.
It's a rapidly growing sector, but it comes with its own set of challenges. The budget's move to extend health insurance coverage to gig workers is definitely a step in the right direction, but it also highlights the need for more comprehensive Social Security measures for this vulnerable workforce.
It's like the government is acknowledging the importance of the gig economy, but is still figuring out how to provide the same level of protection that traditional employees have. Things like job security and consistent income are often lacking in the gig world.
Exactly. The eShram portal, which aims to create a national database of unorganized workers, is a good start, but there's still a lot to be done to ensure their rights and well-being. This is where data comes into play. The Economic Survey, for example, provides valuable insights into the performance of various sectors, including the insurance industry.
So it's not just about headlines and policy announcements, it's about diving into the data to understand the real impact. The Economic Survey helps paint a more detailed picture, right?
Precisely. It highlights both the positive trends, like the growth in total insurance premiums, and the areas that need attention, like the declining insurance penetration rate. This analytical approach is crucial for informed decision-making, something that's essential for anyone in public service.
It's like connecting the dots between policy data and the real-world impact. Now let's switch gears to a topic that might seem a bit unexpected, but it has some interesting connections to both economics and geopolitics. Japan's recent launch of the Michibiki 6 navigation satellite.
This isn't just about technological advancement, it's about strategic positioning. Japan is aiming to create its own independent satellite navigation system, reducing its reliance on the U.S.-owned GPS. This move has implications for regional security trade and even disaster management.
So it's like Japan is saying, we want to be self-sufficient in this crucial area. It's interesting to see how space technology is becoming increasingly intertwined with global power dynamics. But let's bring the focus back to India for a moment. We were talking about the Gyan Bharatam Mission earlier, which is all about preserving ancient manuscripts. But there's another fascinating aspect to this mission that we haven't touched on yet.
Right. It's not just about preserving these documents, it's about making the knowledge they contain accessible to everyone. The mission involves digitizing these manuscripts, translating them into modern languages, and making them available online.
It's like unlocking a treasure chest of ancient wisdom and sharing it with the world. Think of the insights we could gain into history, philosophy, science, and even everyday life in ancient India.
It's a remarkable undertaking and a testament to the importance India places on its cultural heritage. Now let's talk about something completely different, something that might not seem directly relevant to the UPSC exams, but is actually a great example of the interconnectedness of global issues, the ongoing conflict in the redacted.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does a conflict in a far-off region connect to something like the UPSC exams?
Well, it's all about understanding the ripple effects. This conflict has already disrupted global supply chains, leading to rising energy prices and economic uncertainty. It's also highlighting the importance of diplomacy, international cooperation, and the role of organizations like the United Nations.
So even though it might seem geographically distant, it's actually impacting India and the world in very real ways. It's a reminder that we live in a globalized world where events in one corner of the planet can have far-reaching consequences.
Precisely. And for anyone aspiring to a career in public service, it's crucial to be aware of these connections and to be able to analyze complex global situations.
It's about connecting the dots between seemingly disparate events and understanding the bigger picture.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this part. We've gone from insurance and the gig economy to space technology and global conflicts. It might seem like a random assortment of topics, but they all highlight key themes that are relevant for the UPSC exams, economics, technology, geopolitics, and the importance of critical analysis. It might seem like a random assortment of topics, but they all highlight key themes that are relevant for the UPSC exams, economics, technology, geopolitics, and the importance of critical analysis.
Right, and it's all about making those connections between these different areas of current affairs. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's been getting a lot of attention lately. The government's plan to empower micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs. These are often called the backbone of the Indian economy.
Absolutely. They play a vital role in creating jobs, driving innovation, and contributing to overall economic growth.
So what are some of the key changes the government has announced for MSMEs?
Well, one of the biggest changes is the revision of investment and turnover limits. These limits have been increased, which essentially means that more businesses can now qualify as MSMEs and take advantage of the various schemes and benefits that come with that status.
Ah, so it's like expanding the definition of what constitutes an MSME to include a wider range of businesses.
Yeah.
That makes sense? But why is this such a big deal?
Well, for one, it's about recognizing the evolving nature of businesses. With
Wow.
technology playing an increasingly important role, even small businesses are now able to achieve higher levels of investment and turnover. So these revised limits better reflect the current reality.
This is about keeping up with the times and making sure that the support system for MSMEs is aligned with the way businesses operate today.
Exactly. And another important aspect of this push to empower MSMEs is the focus on modernization. The government is promoting the adoption of technology, providing access to credit, and encouraging innovation within the sector.
So it's not just about helping them survive, it's about helping them thrive in a rapidly changing world.
Precisely.
Hmm.
It's about equipping them with the tools and resources they need to compete on a global level. Now, another key initiative in this budget is the Jal Jeevan Mission, or JJM. This ambitious program aims to provide safe and reliable piped water to every rural household in India.
I've heard about this program. It's been making some impressive progress, right?
It has. The mission has already achieved significant milestones with over 12 crore families gaining access to piped drinking water since its launch in 2019.
Wow, that's a huge number of people. What are some of the key factors behind this success?
Well, one of the biggest factors is the emphasis on community participation. The JJM recognizes that providing water isn't just about laying pipes, it's about empowering communities to manage their own water resources and ensure long-term sustainability.
So it's about giving people ownership and making them active participants in the process.
Exactly. And another important aspect is the focus on women's empowerment. The JJM recognizes the crucial role that women play in water management and aims to increase their participation in decision-making processes.
So it's about promoting gender equality and ensuring that women have a voice in shaping their communities.
Precisely. Now let's move on to another sector that's vital for India's economy, agriculture. The budget introduces several key initiatives aimed at boosting agricultural productivity and resilience.
Agriculture is the backbone of India's economy, and the livelihoods of millions of people depend on it. So any measures to strengthen this sector are crucial.
Absolutely. One of the key programs announced in the budget is the Prime Minister Dhan-Dhaanya Krishi Yojana. This scheme targets 100 districts with a multi-pronged approach to improve agricultural practices.
So it's about taking a holistic view and addressing multiple challenges simultaneously.
Yes. The program focuses on improving crop diversification, promoting sustainable farming practices, enhancing storage infrastructure, and providing better access to credit and markets.
It sounds like a comprehensive plan aimed at increasing both the quantity and quality of agricultural output. Now, aside from the PM Dhan-Dhaanya Krishi Yojana, what other initiatives are there to support the agricultural sector?
Another significant program is the Building Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program. This program aims to address issues like underemployment and low incomes in rural areas by promoting non-farm activities and creating new opportunities for rural communities.
So it's about diversifying the rural economy and reducing dependence on agriculture alone. That's an important step towards creating a more balanced and resilient rural sector.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that rural prosperity isn't just about agriculture. It's about creating a vibrant and thriving rural ecosystem.
Now, before we move on to our next topic, I want to touch upon something that's becoming increasingly important in today's world: cybersecurity.
It's a crucial issue and one that's becoming more and more complex with the rapid advancements in technology.
Absolutely. We're seeing cyber attacks becoming more sophisticated, more frequent, and targeting a wider range of sectors.
Exactly. From government institutions and businesses to individuals, everyone is vulnerable.
So what steps is the government taking to enhance cybersecurity in India?
Well, the government has been investing heavily in strengthening cybersecurity infrastructure and developing capabilities to combat cyber threats. This includes setting up specialized agencies like the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, or NCI-IPC, and implementing various policies and frameworks to promote cybersecurity awareness and best practices.
It sounds like a multi-pronged approach involving technology policy and awareness building.
Yes, and it's a continuous process as the cyber threat landscape is constantly evolving.
So it's about staying ahead of the curve and adapting to new challenges as they emerge.
Absolutely. Now let's switch gears and talk about something that might seem a bit more abstract, but is actually very relevant to the UPSC exams, the concept of soft power.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What exactly is soft power and why is it important for India?
Soft power is the ability to influence others through attraction and persuasion rather than coercion or force. It's about using culture values and diplomacy to shape global perceptions and build relationships.
So it's about winning hearts and minds rather than winning battles.
Exactly. And India has a lot of soft power potential thanks to its rich cultural heritage, its democratic values, and its growing economic and technological prowess.
So how can India leverage its soft power on the global stage?
Well, there are many ways India can do this through cultural exchanges, educational collaborations, promoting tourism, supporting development projects, and engaging in constructive diplomacy.
It's about showcasing India's strengths and values to the world and building bridges of understanding and cooperation.
Precisely. And this is something that the UPSC exam often tests your understanding of how India can project its soft power and enhance its global standing.
So it's about understanding not just India's hard power capabilities, but also its soft power potential.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that in today's interconnected world, influence comes not just from military might or economic strength, but also from the ability to inspire and persuade.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that in today's interconnected world, influence comes not just from military might or economic strength, but also from the ability to inspire and persuade. It's about the whole package. So as we wrap up this deep dive into current affairs, what are some of the key takeaways for our UPSC aspirants?
Well, I'd say one of the biggest takeaways is that the UPSC exam isn't just about memorizing facts. It's about connecting the dots, seeing the bigger picture, and understanding how different events and trends are interconnected.
Right, it's about developing that analytical mindset that's so crucial for success in the exam and in a career in public service.
Exactly. And another important takeaway is that current affairs are dynamic and constantly evolving. So it's essential to stay updated, read widely, and be able to analyze information from multiple sources.
It's about being a lifelong learner and staying engaged with the world around you.
Absolutely. And finally, I'd say it's important to remember that the UPSC exam is not just about knowledge, it's also about character integrity and a commitment to public service.
So it's about the whole person, not just their academic abilities.
Exactly. It's about having the right values, the right attitude, and the right motivation to serve the nation.
And that's what makes the UPSC exam so challenging and so rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So to all our UPSC aspirants out there, keep learning, keep striving, and never give up on your dreams.
We're here to support you every step of the way. And if you found this deep dive helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful analysis and exam-focused content.
Good luck, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.